is a mound of sand, right? Because it was once a huge concrete structure. This is actually the older area of the Chinese wall, okay, and it's just built from straw actually. Anyway, I'll finish off by showing you this. I was going to make a full video on star forts, but I'm just going to lead you to where you can go research it yourself, because I've already made a video on star forts and it's been done many times, so I'm just going to show you something different. But what I'm saying here is, this is Rome here, right? And what I'm getting at is that any ancient old city, all the old cities, you know, in France, Paris, London, places like that, were all created and thrived because they were built on top of star forts. That's why they were built where they were built, okay? And this, like again, this is Rome, and you can see the remnant of a star fort there. It actually runs out here, look, right? And these structures were built later, okay? So that's where we're going, right? I'll show where this is shortly. Don't take much gum to this, because they're making out that this image was created earlier. It's just basically a map layout of the area. It's actually St. Petersburg. That's the same thing there. And as they excavated the entire area while they were building this city, they then realised that there was a huge star fort structure which went for miles and miles and miles, right? And that's what I'm getting at with all this. That's it there. As they excavated it even more, that's the central bit, or part of it. And this is, I showed you this is what covers all star forts now. I don't actually believe that they built these, you know, huge structures, right, and then covered them in layers of this. I think it's just ancient concrete, and as they went underwater, it solidified, it all collapsed, right, and solidified into a layer, right, of various thicknesses, and that is why this stuff covers all star forts, right? That's all it is. This is actually a star fort. I put this in one of the technology videos, and look, I've got a few ideas why these are on the side of it. They shouldn't be there. This is actually Malta, right? There's not much of this star fort left, but again, anywhere that there's a major city of any country was built where star forts were. I think this is Cuba. Anyway, oh yeah, the only reason why I put this in actually is I was just, you know, this royal this royal bloodline stuff. I was just interested in how this looks exactly the same as the throne on Game of Thrones. I mean, just look at this thing here. I'm going to flash through them now, because I've said what I need to say. I will direct you to the site that I used to look into this stuff, and obviously whatever they say about it, you can completely throw out. Yes, things were built on top of these structures, whatever they were, many times over, and they've been utilised since. I said anyway, what does that say now? Because this is actually where most of this stuff came from that I'm showing you now. The Hebrew University of Jerusalem and the Jewish National and University Library. They seem to have a lot of information on this, like, but it's not very accessible, is it? That's the River Rhine, right? So again, Berlin will have been built around a star fort, okay, which will run for miles and miles and miles. This is Moscow. You can see the centre there. There's not much of it left, at least on this image. I mean, there's a few areas like down here, yeah, where the outer sections were. But when you actually analyse it, you can see that, you know, why this grew in the shape that it does. Yeah, because ancient waterways, all this will have been built around the waterways that all these star forts were built. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, this one here. I kind of guessed that this is actually this area here, which obviously this isn't in this image that I've just shown you. It must have been excavated later. Yes, it looks to be the same area to me. And so obviously there won't just be this. This entire area is built on top of this stuff, right? That's one that they're excavating now. This is what I've been getting to. This is France. And you can cleave what you want from this, but I find it very strange and very telling why all these star forts, what they call star forts in France, where they have found them so far, seem to be literally built in the shape of a star fort themselves. How is this possible? Again, most of this stuff is underwater in events that have taken place in the past and put much of it underwater, but it almost looks like they are all situated in the shape of a star fort, for God's sake. I'll leave that in your hands. So that's that anyway, I'll move on. The other thing I want to show you is, because I already showed you what books I've got so far,